When people ask me what my favourite moment in One Piece is, dozens of scenes flood my brain. There really is just that many great moments. The death of Dr. Hillock, the meeting of Shanks and Whitebeard, the last moment Brook shared with his crew as they played one last song. So many good scenes. However, even among these great scenes, there is one scene that hits me harder than any other. And that is Luffy and Sanji's confrontation on Whole Cake Island. If you want to stay up to date with more anime analyses and thematic breakdowns, then make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you enjoyed yourself at any point during this video, leave a like. Now I'll admit, reading this moment for the first time is one of the few times, not only in One Piece, but manga as a whole, that I teared up, and it's because it's just that powerful of a scene. It was at this moment that Sanji came in the running for my favourite Straw Hat, a question I can never answer as Brook, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji and Jinbei are all such amazing characters, but I digress. For those who don't know what scene I'm talking about, then you're probably blind, because I'm sure I would have already played part of the scene in the background by this point, but again, I digress. Sanji is a character who we rarely see much emotion out of. And just so we are clear, this is excluding his everlasting love for women until they reach middle age, and then in Oda's mind, get fat. So seeing him cry is so powerful. The only other moment I can think of where I saw this much emotion from Sanji was during the infamous Nothing Happened scene where he offered himself up in Luffy's place along with Zoro. Sanji was stuck between the Red Line and the Poneglyph. It was either lose his crewmates, his family, or lose his hands and the man who raised him as his own. Sanji was put in an impossible situation and had to make an impossible choice. The mental integrity Sanji must have had to not only call his captain, possibly his best friend, low class, but to also beat him to near death must have been immense. And in my opinion, this is just as impressive as Zoro taking all of Luffy's pain, although the latter would obviously be more painful physically, mentally I think it's quite a different story. And I feel I've been neglecting a certain rubber boy, so let me turn my sights on Straw Hat Luffy. Now Luffy in this scene is amazing, and this moment really shows his personality so clearly. He just stands there and takes all the abuse Sanji can dish out, not listening to one word he says. And that is because Luffy trusts his friends, and he knows these aren't things Sanji would say. With no evidence of any his gut instinct, Luffy trusts Sanji because he is his friend. So scrap that, they are Nankama, they are family. Throughout the scene, Nami is against Sanji and with Luffy. She loses faith in Sanji even though after Luffy, Sanji is arguably the person on the crew she is closest to. And Nami thinks with her head, she is a manipulator. Thanks to her, a great video by the way, and in that moment genuinely thought Sanji would never come back to them. However, this is what makes her so different to Luffy. Even when Nami, who looks at the evidence, had given up, he did not. Sanji is his cook, his crew member, his friend, and he had no doubt in his mind that Sanji didn't mean those things he was saying. As Sanji rode away with the family that abandoned him, and are now only using him, his real family waited for him. Luffy would rather starve than leave Sanji. Without Sanji, he could not become the Pirate King. But alright, it's an emotional scene, but what makes it the best moment in One Piece? Well, isn't it obvious? Well no, it isn't, so due to that I will explain. One thing I found since starting making YouTube videos is that my viewing experience of not just anime but any media has changed. I pick up on things I never used to care for, such as character development, the themes of the scene and the psychology and mindsets of the characters. And this scene is an accumulation of all those things. Yes, there is a fight, but it isn't flashy and cool. No, it's personal and tragic. Seeing the pain in Sanji's eyes opens you up as the viewer to his inner conflict, his psychology. What would drive a man to insult and disown his family? That is what the scene boils down to. A man making a heartbreaking choice to protect those he loves, and a man so stubborn he won't take no for an answer. If I was to sum up Sanji in one word, there's many that would come to mind, but one is caring. He truly cares for his friends, much more than he lets on. When Robin went missing, he without a plan or backup boarded the Zine train alone. He would not let her go. And if I applied the same logic to Luffy, again many words come to mind, but stubborn and trust come to the forefront. He trusts in Sanji and knows he would never say such things without a reason. He is too stubborn to take no for an answer. When his friends are concerned, he doesn't give up. This scene not only develops Sanji in a way yet seen in the series, but also explores the most integral parts of both their personalities. The crew of the King of the Pirates must be extraordinary people, and this scene shows why. In that scene you know both parties are right. You can't pick a side because you care for them both so much. They are both doing not what is easiest, not what they want, but what they must for the sake of others. Luffy has to bring Sanji back as he knows Sanji isn't happy there, and Sanji has to stay there to keep those he loves safe. And like I said before, this is what the scene boils down to. Two characters we the audience care for making impossible choices for the good of others. And that's why this is my favourite moment in One Piece. though my mind will probably change by the time I'm editing the script, so who knows. And if you like this video, I'll make sure to do more, not only on other great scenes from One Piece, but from other animes as well. And if you really are that eager, then check out my video on my favourite scene from Hunter x Hunter, though be warned there are major spoilers for the Chimera Ant arc, so be warned. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and a comment and subscribe to see more content. I've been Seth the Sin, the Deadly Sin of Geek, and I'm signing out.